Drones, dangerous things. We know they're dangerous. We've seen it in the media. We've seen stories where airliners have almost been hit by drones. It could have resulted in the deaths of hundreds of people, devastation on the ground. The damn things are just too damn dangerous. We need to regulate them. We need to restrict their use, restrict ownership of drones. We need to get these things out of the sky before someone is killed. Why have people been killed already? Surely, since these drones have been a thing for over a decade, and they're so dangerous, according to the media, there must have been deaths. People must have died. But actually, I did the research, and as of the date of making this video, not one single person has died anywhere in the world, any time in history, as a result of the recreational use of a multi-rotor drone. So maybe the hysteria, maybe the predictions of death and doom and destruction are a little bit overstated. At least that's what I thought until I saw this picture. Look at this picture. Look at this. Here we have a drone seemingly overtaking an airliner. Man, I mean, it's obviously flying 25,000, 30,000 feet, which is a long way up. And airliners at that altitude fly at about 600 miles an hour. So that drone is doing over 600 miles an hour at 30,000 feet. Who knew that the technology was now that advanced? It's amazing. Anyone that flies an aircraft should be chilled to the bone by this picture. This is just an example of how dangerous the air has become as a result of drones. And you might think, this is just a Photoshop job. Someone's just made this up. It's just rubbish. It's on the Daily Mail front page or something. No, this must be believed. This is a credible picture because look where I found it. This is a report from the UK Civil Aviation Authority. This is the government organisation charged with the responsibility of keeping Britain's airspace safe, keeping the skies safe, making sure that people in aircraft aren't endangered and that aircraft don't endanger people on the ground. They would not make stuff up. They tell us that they're actually supportive of the hobby of flying drones and model aircraft and they don't want to see it disappear or be dismantled. Yet they've made up this bullshit. This is a fabricated image. No drone on the face of the planet, no multi-rotor drone on the face of the planet can overtake an airliner at 30,000 feet. They've lied. And it's not the first time regulators have lied. And it looks as if the regulators are trying to create even greater levels of hysteria amongst the general public about drones, because if you look at the regulations and the rules that they've imposed on people like me who fly toys like this, you'll see that they've had to create a fear amongst the public, a hysteria, in order to convince the public that these rules are necessary. You know what I mean? It's like if you suddenly decided you want to regulate soccer or baseball in the same way that the regulators are regulating these toys, the public would be outraged. They would kick back and say, it's totally unnecessary. There's not the risk that you claim there is. So what have the regulators done? They've made bullshit like this up. Pictures like this, which are absolutely impossible, and included them in their publications. Anyone that browses this who doesn't know any better is going to look at that picture and go, oh my God, I didn't know drones could do that. This really is. I'll have to keep an eye out next time I fly and see if I can spot drones overtaking the airliner. It's bullshit. It's lies. It's really, really sad. I find it's very sad because what it means is that the CAA in the UK has just lost its credibility. What credibility it had left amongst the drone community is gone. It's shattered because they have proven that what I've said is correct. Over the years, I've said the regulators are trying to create an environment of hysteria to convince the public to support this over-regulation of something that is very safe. Not one death ever from drones. They want to have over-regulation, so they want the public behind them, so they try and convince the public these things are way dangerous, far beyond the reality of the situation. This is just one example of that. So CAA have proven I was right over many years. They have just come along and said, Mr. Simpson, here's the evidence you need to support your allegations that we're creating an environment, or trying to create an environment of hysteria. And the media, of course, latch onto this. If the Daily Mail sees this report, you can see it's going to be the front page. Oh, look at this. CAA, give this picture. You know, they must have had someone on the plane. Seriously, this is so tragic. Now, CAA in the UK are not alone with this. All the regulators are doing it. Here in New Zealand, where I'm based, we have CAA as well. We have CAA New Zealand, and they have the same responsibility for the New Zealand airspace as CAA UK has in Britain. Their job is to keep the skies safe and to protect people below from anything that might fall from the sky. They've also been regulating drones. And to support their little campaign to get these ridiculous over-regulations in place, they produced a PowerPoint presentation which showed a very expensive large turbine helicopter with a big dent in the exhaust stack, and the tailpipe had a big dent in it, and below there was a drone, a broken drone on the ground. What did that mean? The drone obviously hit the helicopter, damaged it, and fell on the ground. But the reality was far from that. although CAA used this as an example of why drones needed to be regulated, the reality, as I found out, is that the helicopter was damaged by a winch cable, not by the drone at all. The drone wasn't involved in that at all. Someone just threw a broken drone on the ground under the helicopter, took a picture. CAA chose to use that as proof that these drones are dangerous. More bullshit from a regulator to support their case to over-regulate something that is intrinsically very, very safe. I don't think that's acceptable, and I don't think the public should accept that either. If the government agencies like CAA are going to lie to you, how can you trust them? How can you trust anything they say when they've proven beyond a shadow of a doubt they're prepared to make shit up just to get away with over-regulating this hobby? Do you think that's acceptable? Go to the comments and tell me. I'd love to know. Now, before anybody who's new to the channel pipes up and says, oh, yes, but in Ukraine, they're using these drones to drop bombs on people and kill them. That could happen here. And I would say to you, if that happens here, it's not a drone problem. It's a bomb problem. What are people doing with bombs that they can put on drones? How do they get these bombs? Surely we need better regulation to prevent access to bombs by people who can't be trusted. Forget about drone regulations. Bomb regulations would be the problem if we found drones dropping bombs on people. Because remember, ultimately, a drone without a bomb is just a drone. But a bomb without a drone, still a bomb. What's the real problem, the drone or the bomb? And if they don't have a drone, they'll use other methods to get their bomb to their destination. They might go on a bicycle with a suicide jacket. I mean, that's happened many, many times. That's a method of attack. They could drive there. They could fill an SUV with propane cylinders and park it in Times Square. Oh yeah, they've done that. Or they could fill, they could fill pressure cookers with explosives and put them at a marathon. Oh, they've done that. So many things can be weaponized. Drones have not been. So, and if you want to protect the public, harsher regulations on SUVs, harsher regulations on pressure cookers, but harsher regulations on explosives, really. A drone can't carry a 9-kilo propane cylinder anywhere. Just focus on the real problems. And so that's what I say if anyone comes back with that, because that's something people say to me all the time. Oh, it's happening in Ukraine, they can weaponize these drones. No, you can't weaponize a drone if you don't have a weapon. So control your weapons, not your drones. So I originally saw this picture from the CAA UK on a live stream in which I appeared with Sean Geeksvana, the channel, fantastic channel. Certainly if you're in the UK, you need to be subscribed because he has a lot of stuff covering rules and freedoms and things. Link in the description. Go down, join Sean's channel, subscribe. It'll be a valuable asset to you if you fly in this hobby. So I saw that on there. Now, I'm pushing the fight for the hobby's rights. And my role now, I'm an avid model flyer and drone flyer, but my primary role now is to protect, preserve, and promote the hobby. Because if we don't do that, it's gone. It's gone. This airspace we've been using quite happily and freely and safely for many, many decades is now under threat because Google and Amazon and a whole lot of other corporates have decided no room for recreational flyers of models in here. We need this for our commercial drone operations. So get rid of them. And we know how money talks. We know that big corporations talk to politicians who then direct their agencies to do things. And this is why we're seeing this massive amount of regulation trying to get rid of drones and model aircraft in this airspace, because the big corporations, they want it all for themselves. And because it doesn't stack up. The CAA and FAA will claim, oh, it's all about safety. But you look at the track record, no deaths ever. So why the regulation? The safety side does not stack up. It does not stack up. It is follow the dollars. That's where it's going. I'm going to be doing some videos on this next year to provide more evidence, because I don't deal in suppositions and what ifs. I deal in facts and evidence. And that's the tool we have at our disposal when we're wanting to push back, because it is time to push back. Too many of our freedoms, too many of our rights have been taken from us and from future generations, and more will be taken unless we take action, take a stand. The national model flying bodies around the world, they've done deals. They've done deals with the regulator to get special privileges. But that doesn't help people who aren't a member of those organisations. And these days, the hobby's changed. If you buy a drone to go and do use it once a year to get summer snapshots at the beach, you're not going to join a national model flying body. And there are millions of people around the world who use drones just for that sort of thing. They need to have their rights and future protected as well. And I'm the only guy speaking up for this. So I'm out there banging away. If you'd like to support my cause, my tilting at windmills, some say, then there's a couple of ways you can do it. You can join this channel. I've started memberships. What will you get for your $5 a month? Piss all. You'll actually get the warm fuzzy feeling of knowing you're helping to support and protect this hobby for future generations. That's what you'll be getting. Your grandchildren, your great-grandchildren, hopefully will still have access to be able to go and fly their toys with freedom without fear of being prosecuted or having to pay fees. And in fact, they'll just have that right, because right now, in many countries, children are forbidden to fly model aircraft and drones. Believe it or not, it's true. There are age limits on when you can fly. I started flying model aircraft when I was 5 or 6 years old. And I can't do it. You couldn't do it today in some countries. It'd be illegal. You risk fines or all sorts of, it's just, it's crap. So I'm going to push back on this on behalf of the hobby, pushing back hard. I do my homework. I get my facts lined up. I'm a good debater. I will present this. And if necessary, we will hold the regulators' feet to the flames by exposing the bullshit, like the CAA picture, exposing it for the public to see. Let the public see they've been duped. They've been sold a line. They've been deceived in the name of allowing the likes of Google and Amazon to steal this airspace from future generations of children and children of my age who just want to enjoy a harmless, perfectly safe hobby. Not good enough. Not good enough at all. So if you want to join the fight, you can join the channel, or I have a Patreon. You can go over there, $1 a month, even as heaps. You will be the heroes. You'll be the people who saved this hobby, not me. I'm just the front man. You guys who kindly offer your financial assistance to let me do this, you're the real heroes. You're the ones that are putting your money where my mouth is. So, anyway, that's it. I hope you learned something in this video. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thumbs up if you like it. Spread links to the video all around so that people, especially members of the public, can see what the hell's going on here, how they've been lied to. Lied to. The risk just is not what is stated. History has proven that to be the case. Now we hold them to account for their lies and deceit. And we get the public on our side. And we wind back some of this ridiculous overregulation. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.
Overregulation is like a tumor. It's killing our hobby. It must be terminated. Now!